YouTube, Musty Hobbit here, and it is Portland week. I am heading off to Portland in a couple of days here, and I had a few more things that I have acquired over the past couple of weeks that I just wanted to show off to kind of clean the slate going into this massive event. So these don't fit toward really any... It's not true. There are lists that are achieved here, but these are not my Super Nintendo, my NES lists, but we are still calling this a Musty's Quest episode. But I want to start off by saying, when you have your communities and when you have people that you interact with on a regular basis, doing nice things for them usually ends up working out. I had recently seen a post from Ben. Ben is a big-time collector in the Iowa Retro Gamer Nation, and he had seen and picked up, I think, 9 of the 12 Star Wars Disney Infinity characters. They were getting slashed in price, and he snatched a bunch of them. And he was missing a couple, so I happened to see them when I was at Target. And they were extremely marked down, and so I messaged him, and the 3 that he needed were there. So I picked them up. Finally got an opportunity as I was going through his hometown on the way home from a little trip. So he basically paid me for what he had, but then he actually gave me a nice little care package with a couple other things in there, which is nice. Now, I think the first time I met Ben, I think I was wearing my PacMan polo shirt, so I think I've kind of been labeled as the PacMan guy for him, which is, I enjoy PacMan a lot. It's not necessarily something that I'm known for, but so the things that he gave me are all PacMan themed. The first of which is this nice little, it's actually PacMan Candy. It's in this little arcade machine here. This is sealed. He assured me that they were. I think these are like lemon heads in there, just based off of some of the ingredients. I can tell that they're kind of yellow in color, at least. But it's a nice little piece. I think it looks kind of cool. Again, kind of interesting there. He also had found this at a garage sale. This is complete, and this is a copy for PS2 of PacMan World 3. I had PacMan World 2 for the Xbox. I think it went away in the Purge, but any opportunity to play a Pac-Man game is great. And they kind of take Pac-Man and put him into that sort of 3D platformer type environment, but there's still some aspects with pellet collecting and things like that, and some combat as well, which is kind of interesting. So, PacMan World 3. And then the other thing, his girlfriend Sarah, who I've had conversations with, very nice individual. He told me that she threw this in too. So this is the Namco Arcade. So there's Pole Position, Miss Pac-Man Galaga, Xevious, and Mappy in here. And this is a fun little handheld. If you are at all interested in finding things like this, this one's really cool. Pole Position is kind of tough to play on an arcade stick, so the way that they've done that is that this actually turns, and this is kind of your steering wheel. And nice little piece. I happen to have one that's exactly like it, but it's always nice to have a spare, just in case. You never know how long these things are going to last, but this one is in good order. And again, thank you to both Ben and Sarah. Didn't have to do that. I really appreciate the fact that you decided to do that. I was basically just looking out for you guys, so I appreciate the fact that you decided to look out for me as well. So I mentioned I had gotten those things at Target, and I've been trying to hit the Target clearance rack as much as I can. So I managed to find this game on clearance already, and it had been marked down at least once because there's 2 clearance stickers on here. This is a game for the Wii U, a game that is much maligned, and that is Mighty Number 9. I got this for $9. And I kind of just wanted it out of the fact that it's kind of this piece of history, and you know, I guess I will play it at some point. I dig the Mega Man series, but I know that this game has a huge story behind it, and something that, you know, years down the road, I think we'll still be talking about, you know, Kickstarters and Mega Man and Mighty Number 9 and sort of the whole saga that went on with this game. Now I know this version, I've been told, is a little more glitchy than some of the others. Again, another reason why I'm not totally committed to opening this yet, but at some point I may consider doing that. Nice thing is it has the expansion and Retro Hero DLC. There's an art book and a poster that's in here too, which is at least a nice little pack-in for a game like this. So, but I have more. One more game from Michael. I actually traded off. I ended up getting a copy of Super Double Dragon, which would have gone toward my Super Nintendo list, but it was a title that Michael was looking for. And I ended up trading it for a Cartridge Club Game of the Month that I actually missed out on, and I think a lot of people missed out on or skipped on this game because it is a little bit more on the pricey side if you don't have a PlayStation, if you don't have PSN. I think there was a PSN download availability of this game, but this is God Hand. And I know that this is a very polarizing game, just within the club itself. But it is a beat 'em up. It is by Clover. Clover did Beautiful Joe. Clover really became platinum games, and so I now have a copy of God Hand. And again, complete, really nice shape on this. So, thank you, Michael, for the trade there. Goodwill used to be on my way to work. But then more recently, I've been on a project that I've been working on, which actually put me in a different office, which was actually closer to me by a few minutes. But it made it so that Goodwill is no longer on my way to work. So I don't seem to hit Goodwill as much as I used to, except when I go on like the weekends or if I just happen to be in the area. I went in there the other day over lunch and went through my normal sort of routine of checking out the electronics area or the appliance area to look for things. And when I saw what I saw, you always see those things and you see something and you kind of go on high alert because you realize that there's got to be something else here. So I saw these two things on the sort of kitchen racks that they have full of those, and that was a gray zapper and an NES Max. And I have an NES Max. I have two, which is nice. I never was really a fan of this controller. I know that there are some games that this works better for than others, but I have only the orange zapper, so now I have the gray one. Now there was no sticker on the Max, but there was a sticker on the zapper, and when I went up to the counter, she said, "I'll just give them to you for the price of that zapper." Not that she was going to charge me this for the price of this, but that she was just going to give this to me for one price, which is awesome, because the zapper was $288. So got both of those for just a couple bucks. But like I said, I was on high alert because I figured that there had to be something else here. There had to be something else Nintendo, whether it's a console or whether it was games. And so they always put cartridge stuff in one of the front glass cases. And I walked up there and I saw these nice blue clamshells, which is a good sign, right? These and they're in very, very nice shape. And then I looked and saw what games they are. I was expecting LJN football or just some kind of throwaway sports game. And I was actually quite surprised. One of these had Super Mario 2. And probably the cleanest label on a Super Mario 2 that I have ever seen. In fact, better than the copy that I have. So I will likely be keeping this one. I also noticed it's a variant. This one has the seal of quality. The one that I did does not. So I will likely be keeping this one in its fancy blue case. And then the other one, and the price was great on these, by the way, is Super Mario 3. Again, I have a copy of Super Mario 3, but again, the label on this is absolutely pristine. It's the same variant that I do. And I don't collect variants. I don't see myself collecting variants anytime soon. But the other nice little addition was a manual for Super Mario Bros. 3. In worse shape than the actual game itself. Probably because all of these little tabs, looks like they kind of caught the manual at some point. So again, I think I've got some trade stuff for Portland. Granted, they are staples, but I know that vendors really like these games because these games will sell. They can bundle it with a console or something like that. But again, these fancy little Nintendo branded clamshells are really awesome. So I'm pretty happy about finding those. So you can hit your Goodwill and you can hit it every single week, and sometimes there's just nothing there, and then that random time you go in, you'll find something. But use that as a hint. If you see a controller, it had to have come with something. So keep your eyes out. Look wherever you may think to look, whether it's in with the toys or in with the other electronics or up at the glass cases. If you start to see that your Goodwill or your thrift shop has a tendency to display things in a certain place, it's likely that's where it is. But I really feel like I lucked out here. And again, the fact that these are doubles for me means that I have some things that I can bring to Portland, just in case there is something that comes up that would warrant a trade on those. So anyways, I'm going to get on the road pretty soon here. I expect that I will be doing a fair share of recording. I know that I will be sharing a room with a couple people from the Cartridge Club, and then I think I mentioned in a previous video that Rob from NES Depot is actually coming along as well. So I am expecting to come home with some nice stuff. I have my lists all put together, and I have been planning down to the wardrobe and everything else. So expect a video coming soon, maybe not my next video, but a video coming soon to kind of highlight Portland, although I may do something unconventional based off of what you guys are used to, but we'll have to see. I'm not sure what I'm going to end up coming out of there with. So anyways, for now, thank you for coming by, and again, thank you for enjoying another episode of Musty's Quest. If you have any comments on this, do you guys like finding these nice storage cases? I don't see these enough, and I know that there are some people who really, they like storing all of their games in cases like this, but tell me what you think. Do you like the blue? Does it work? But anyways, I've been Musty. Take care of yourself. Be good to each other. Bye.